What's going on, everybody? JJ Miraculous. I haven't made a video in a long time. It's been a few weeks, at least a month, that I haven't really posted anything. I just wanted to just a check-in video, posting, letting you guys know about updates with the channel and where I'm at right now in life. Yeah, I don't know if it's the cold weather. My car is stuck in snow right now. I didn't do my due diligence of shoveling out the snow, so everything's pretty icy right now. My car is stuck around ice, so I haven't been able to get around church and haven't been to church in a few weeks. I did make a few meetings in the past few weeks, and I think I'm definitely where I'm at right now is, there's definitely a bit of a fear when it comes to trying to make another go around at AA. I've maintained my sobriety for these past 6 years, and then for a whole year I was pretty much away from AA, only making maybe a handful of meetings in a year. And there's definitely like a hesitancy over there. There's a hesitant side to me that for some reason I just don't feel like. I guess what happened was when I was in AA, when I first got in there, I jumped full body into it, and I did everything that, I took all suggestions. I went to a meeting a day, took service commitments, the whole 9 yards. I did everything, and that was necessary for me at the time. And long story short, towards the end of my time there, which was a year, like the end of me really going hard body at it a year ago, I started discovering church, and I started going to church, and I started going to my church, Kaya. And I started to learn a new way of staying sober, and through the Word of God, through the Bible. Certain things that I learned in AA didn't line up with what I was learning in church. And I guess one of the main things I learned was, for me to build, I don't, in AA you're told that you have to, you have to admit that you're an alcoholic, and you announce yourself as an alcoholic, and it just doesn't sit right with me. It didn't sit right with me after a while. So, long story short, in that sense, I do feel like there is value to AA, because now that I can see a little bit clearly now, in church, there's no identification in church with the fellowship of people in church, because how God saved my life was through cleaning me up. I mentioned in my songs, in the testimony EP, the whole project's kind of about that, about how God cleaned me up and now I'm clean, and that was because of God's grace and God's love. But if I talk to someone in church about stuff like that, they kind of look at me, at least I feel like they look at me kind of like crazy, like this guy's crazy, But that's my story. That's how God impacted my life. He cleaned me up. I got sober, and through getting sober, I was able to develop my relationship with Christ, and that's how my life got better. But I think what was missing this past year was kind of like the fellowship, like, after a meeting or during, before a meeting, like talking to someone and talking to another member and talking about like God changed our lives, like thank God we're not living the way we were, and I think if that's the most basic value it has for me, I think it's an important value, because I think after a year I kind of forgot about I forgot like why I even ended up in AA. I forgot all the blessings, because I kind of ventured away from it. And I went to a meeting last week, I think it was last week or the week before, and for some reason I didn't feel part of it. There was like this sadness I had inside of me that was kind of like, I guess like I saw that everything had like just kept going. Obviously things are going to keep going without me, and the fact that everything just keeps rolling, it made me feel a certain type of way. And I think that has to do with like ego. Like I'm thinking I'm the best, or I was the most valuable member, or whatever it is. But I do think that, which brings me to my next point of, having balance in my life, because just the same way I went into both feet in and doing all these commitments, going to a meeting every day, service, trying to sponsor people, calling my sponsor every day, doing all these things, I had like zoomed into it so much that I kind of like didn't spend as much time with my family. I wasn't around at home as much. And so it wasn't healthy for me in that sense either. And even the AA Big Book talks about that, how, a spiritual life that doesn't factor in the family is not a spiritual life at all. And I think that's what I failed to see was balance. So I ventured away from AA, then I jumped into church, and now it was like church, our Bible study, church on Sundays, and doing different things. And I say all these things to say that I think God is definitely trying to show me something with all these things that I'm feeling right now, because I've been in a bit of a funk, I'll be honest. Like, even with music, I was so focused on the Testimony EP, and thank God, I was able to release it, and He helped me. The Lord saw it fit that I was able to release that project. But I was zoomed into it, and that's all I was doing for a while, music. And, the freestyle videos and all that. So I think what I'm feeling is totally normal. I mean, I'm just kind of just existing right now and doing what I got to do as a father and as a husband, and going to work and stuff like that. But I haven't really been doing anything in between in these past few weeks in the last month. So I think I'm just getting a little break, I guess that's what I'm saying. But that brings me to the updates. I want to let you guys know that I have finished recording the next project, and it's going to be called Walk With Me. I'm planning on releasing the project, God willing, in the next month or two, hopefully. I'm thinking maybe March I'll probably release that project. And again, it was produced by Watcher Records. They helped me record it. We got a few features. They helped me get a few features on it. And yeah, it's a good project, and I'm looking forward to releasing it. And that's pretty much it. I'm excited for what the Lord has in store for me. And no matter what it is I do, I pray that I can just learn to keep a sense of balance. That no matter what I'm doing, whether it's going to church, going to AA, family life, work, all those things, I pray that I have some sense of balance, that I don't have to burn myself out in any direction, because that's definitely one of my problems. That's been a problem for me, and I was talking about it with my cousin, and we talk about we have similar issues. But yeah, balance is everything. And if you guys related to the video, just hit a like, comment, balance. What does balance mean to you? Balance for me can, if I obsessively do something, no matter what it is, it can lead me to frustration, it can lead me to despair, anxiety. I just have to learn how to, God, of course, letting God direct my path and how I'm supposed to get this sense of balance. I'm still, it's been since I discovered my relationship with God, I'm still trying to figure it out, and I have to let Him show me the way, But if you're struggling with finding balance in your life, just comment and let me know, But I hope you guys are having a good Saturday. God bless you all. And don't forget, you are loved. Take care, guys.